Okay, good afternoon or evening, everyone. We're back with the book of Nehemiah. So, Nehemiah chapter 1. These are the memoirs of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah. Nehemiah was concerned for Jerusalem. In late autumn of the 20th year of King Artaxerxes' reign, I was at the fortress of Susa. Hanani, one of my brothers, came to visit me with some other men who had just arrived from Judea. I asked them about the Jews who had survived the captivity and about how things were going in Jerusalem. They said to me, things are not going well for those who return to the province of Judea. They are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem has been torn down and the gates have been burned. When I heard this, I sat down and wept. In fact, for days I mourned, fasted, and prayed to the God of heaven. Then I said, O Lord, God of heaven, the great and awesome God who keeps his covenant of unfailing love with those who love him and obey his commands, listen to my prayer. Look down and see me praying night and day for your people Israel. I confess that we have sinned against you. Yes, even my own family and I have sinned. We have sinned terribly by not obeying the commands, laws, and regulations that you have given us through your servant Moses. Please remember what you told your servant Moses. If you sin, I will scatter you among the nations, but if you return to me and obey my commands, even if you are exiled to the ends of the earth, I will bring you back to the place I have chosen for my name to be honored. We are your servants, the people you rescued by your great power and might. O Lord, please hear my prayer. Listen to the prayers of those of us who delight in honoring you. Please grant me success now as I go ask the king for a great favor. Put it into his heart to be kind to me. In those days I was the king's cupbearer. Nehemiah chapter 2. Nehemiah goes to Jerusalem. Early the following spring, during the 20th year of King Xerxes' reign, I was serving the king his wine. I had never appeared sad in his presence before this time. So the king asked me, Why are you so sad? You aren't sick, are you? You look like a man with deep troubles. Then I was badly frightened, but I replied, Long live the king! Why shouldn't I be sad? For the king where my ancestors are born is in ruins, and the gates have been burned down. The king asked, Well, how can I help you? With a prayer to the God of heaven, I replied, If it please your majesty, and if, while I turn the page. And if you are pleased with me, your servant, send me to Judea to rebuild the city where my ancestors are buried. The king, with the king sitting beside him, asked, How long will you be gone? When will you return? So the king agreed, and I set a date for my departure. I also said to the king, If it please your majesty, give me the letters to the governors of the province west of the Euphrates River, instructing them to let me travel safely through their territories on my way to Judea. And please send a letter to Asaph, Asaph, I think that's how you pronounce that, the manager of the king's forest, instructing him to give me timber. I will need it to make beams for the gates of the temple fortress, for the city walls, and for a house for myself. And the king granted these requests, because the gracious hand of God was on me. When I came to the governors of the province west of the Euphrates River, I delivered the king's letters to them. The king, I should add, had sent along army officers and horsemen to protect me. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Ammonite official heard of my arrival, they were very angry, and someone had come who was interested. They were very angry that someone had come who was interested in helping Israel. Nehemiah inspects Jerusalem's wall. 3 days after my arrival at Jerusalem, I slipped out during the night, taking only a few others with me. I had not told anyone about the plans that God had put in my heart for Jerusalem. We took no pack animals with us except the donkey that I myself was riding. I went out along the valley gate, past the jackal's well, and over to the dung gate to inspect the broken walls and burned gates. Then I went to the fountain gate and to the king's pool, but my donkey couldn't get through the rubble. So I went up to the Kindron Valley instead, inspecting the wall before I turned back and entered again at the valley gate. The city walls did not know that I had... the city officials did not know that I had been there or what I was doing, for I had not yet said anything to anyone. Excuse me. Gotta move this over. For I had not said anything to anyone about my plans. I had not yet spoken to the religious and political leaders, the officials, or anyone else in the administration. For now I said to them, You know full well the tragedy of our city. It lies in ruins, and its gates are burned. Let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem and rid ourselves of this disgrace. Then I told them about how the gracious hand of God had been on me and about my conversations with the king. They replied at once, Good, let's rebuild the wall. So they began the good work. But when Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem, the Arab, heard of our plan, they scoffed contemptuously. What are you doing, rebelling against the king like this? They asked. But I replied, The God of heaven will help us succeed. We, his servants, will start rebuilding this wall, but you have no stake or claim in Jerusalem. Okay, and with that, I will be back later with chapter 3.